永久に終わらせカスケーダブリーチブレイブソウルズ。
Alright, what is going on, you guys? This is your boy, the Mashiro, and welcome back to yet another Bleach Brave Souls video. And today I'm back again with a before you summon, before you skip kind of video, because if you guys ask me, this is kind of an easy skip, but at the same time, not really, because Riruka is currently one of the top 3 best heart units in the game, and we're gonna dive into why that's the case. But anywho, the other 2 characters that are with Riruka are pretty much mediocre, not that crazy good. But this main banner does have quite the value that might actually get you guys to summon on. Now keep in mind, we're back to the regular 4.5 into 1.5 25-step format. So you will get the selector ticket on step 25, and that's it, should you guys decide to will. But besides that, it's the same old 150, 200, 250 every step until step 5, and then the steps reset. But yeah, going into the banner, it's gonna come out pretty early this time around. Rather than the 30th, it's dropping a day early. So I'm guessing now every end of the month gacha is gonna drop on the 29th/30th. Getting into the filler list, this is who we have in there, and it's pretty much all seasonal characters. And we pretty much have 2 characters from just about every banner. Like from the Manor banner, we got Yumichika and Sun Sun, Cacao Society, Grimmjow, and Ulquiorra. And then White Day, we have Aizen and Toshiro. Feels kind of weird because this is a Valentine's Day banner, right? Normally you'd expect a bit more. Like, why is Yumichika there instead of Momo? Not Momo, excuse me. Manor or Hime. It would be a lot better and would give the banner a lot more value. But if you guys are not looking to summon for the main banner, we do have the individual banners, which are going to come after the main banner has left. So, Riruka is going to be up first, which is going to be the character you guys want to summon for. And her individual is actually really good because you have 2 really good GQ NAD units used, being Tsukishima, who is extremely reliant on melee squad 0 human. Once you get this guy at 2-5, he's going to be performing better than a max transcended Tatsuki. So him, Tatsuki, and Safuki Toshiro is going to be the way to go about it for the team. White Day Shuhei is still quite good. Kind of does struggle a bit for range solo, but that's because we don't have too many good units. But like, he's the optimal side unit to have alongside Riruka and Shunsui. And then this Renji is pretty much a dead character at this point. Just a full stamina damage boost of 30% link. That's pretty much about it. With the Bankai button, no havoc, nothing too crazy. Mashiro, in my opinion, has to be by far the worst individual banner that we have out of the 3. But Kugo did gain some value because he is the Akon to Riruka. So maybe getting this character will be great for when it comes to using Riruka in Guild Quest, because once you inflict Drain, you do 40% more damage to drained enemies and also get the 20% Berserker buff from this character if you decide to run him on the team, which isn't a bad option. But besides that, Grimmjow is just eh. Byakuya, I guess, to some extent can be used, but keep in mind he doesn't have the killer effect skill. Wait, does he? I don't remember. Yeah, he doesn't have the killer effect skill, so yeah, that's pretty much about it for when it comes to this Mashiro right here. And Momo's banner, pretty much the last one you want to summon on, but does have a bit of value because Yukio, he is still the only ranged booster for Espada and does have Flurry with high bruiser, killer effect, and range damage. He's pretty much the guy you want to have, but Gin and Tetsuzaemon pretty much suck, so that's pretty much about it. Momo might be the worst individual out of the 3. If you guys ask me, it's really not that good. No, it isn't. It really isn't. But yeah, now I think it's time that we go ahead and talk about all the characters and break down the main banner. But anywho, if you guys want to summon on this and try to get multiple characters, at least get all 3 of them, the main banner is the way to go. But if you only care about Riruka, it's really just best to save for her individual banner. And lads, don't forget, 1000-year blower Mashiro Unohana, Yamamoto, and Chojiro will be returning. We do not know when, but it got data mined by Hiken. I speculate that it's going to be sometime next week or the week after that. We don't know when it's going to be coming. When it does arrive, I'll probably do a video breaking that down. But now it's time to go ahead and break down the entire list of characters. Riruka, once again, she is by far easily top 3 contender for heart. I do think that she is below Kilgay and above the likes of Parasol Bruno because of what she has in store for her, because look at this. She has Frenzy +2, Berserker 40%, full stamina damage boost of 30%, Havoc of 20%, also has Long Stride, meaning that you can give her double Long Stride, 80% SP boost, does keep the recharge, and also has weakened defense, so her Soul Bomb is actually going to be quite nasty. Not bad, I definitely take it. She does have the defeated enemy bonus like Yuha. It doesn't show on the BBS simulator from Soldex, but if you guys want to know the full list, yeah, this is what you can get. If you defeat 10 enemies, you gain an additional 20% Berserker. 25, you get full stamina damage boost of 20%, and 50, you get the team party strong attack damage 20%. The crazy thing is, once you have defeated 50 enemies, herself and all of her other members, even anyone that is like, you know, off attribute, will gain an additional 20% strong attack damage, which is actually crazy. It's really good. Imagine that was like the first thing you get besides 20% Berserker. I think it would have been a lot more busted, but even then, the skill set and the mini rampage that she has going for her is just stupid. It's ridiculous. It's not even funny. Oh, and guess what? She even has a 20% stamina recovery, map-wide AoE of being able to inflict drain while not doing anything, and Sprinter +1. So yeah, really good skill set. I like this character already, and guess what? Her kit is also fantastic. She's got the 3k length beam with a 1020 width. Vortex into pushback attack, basically similar to Asnot, but because she doesn't have barriers and because she can inflict drain, guess what? This is gonna be your key to getting the 80% SP boost with her, and it's going to work in her case. With the fact that she has Frenzy +2, you have a higher chance of being able to inflict drain and get the boost and be able to do as much damage as possible. And then the SA3 is full screen. Godly character. Godly character. I really cannot believe that they made a character that is already better than Parasol Rukia. And Parasol Rukia, she was stacked to hell with the skills, but was heavily let down because of the SA2. And this character is already competing with the likes of Kilgay. It's stupid. It's retarded. Anywho, the next characters are going to be what's coming alongside Riruka. I have to be honest with you guys, there's nothing of too significant value with these characters. Mashiro is just a super link slot potion link, and I already talked about it in my power is crap video. She's not that good. Like, don't let these skills fool you. Frenzy +2, Berserker 40. She's basically almost a mini Akon without the team party 20% strong attack damage to power characters, and also has increased status element chance and technique link slot potions of +5. She's basically a semi-ultimate farmer, is missing the droplet skill for when it comes to using this character, but like, you're just better off using... Actually, you're just better off using 8th Anniversary Ichigo as the main and giving him the Mashiro link, because she plays exactly like Christmas Grimjow. Suction Vortex on the SA1, Vortex into Lunge, and then the SA3 is full screen. This is not what you want to see on a character. I'm sorry, but no. Why does she play like Christmas Grimjow when he's a mid-month character? What? No. That's clearly not what you want to have, bro. It doesn't make any sense. And for some reason, they gave her a full screen 1080 radius rather than a 1200 radius, which I'm okay with that. It's still a full screen attack, but like, my issue with this character is, why did she not get it as an SA2, and why is the SA3 not a 1200 radius? They could have easily repeated the Mind Ulquiorra's kit, and I think it would have been completely fine. It's not even a kit that gets repeated too often. Only Ulquiorra and Ichigo literally have the double full screen strong attacks, and it's bullshit. I have to be honest. It's genuinely bullshit. Oh, and also, let's be honest here, for IT, there are some actual quests where paralysis can get screwed over. Like, it's actually one of the status elements that gets quite cucked oftenly, so, not the craziest status element you would want to have for a super pop character. So, yeah, she's mainly a link, nothing too crazy or anything of that kind of sort, and besides that, you're only going to be using it for IT. You can't farm a super pot in, like, you know, epic raids. It's not possible, so, yeah, you can get the super pots from the shop, but that's just about it. Momo, how do I say this? She's just a droplet farmer. Like, this character is really not meant for anything too crazy or meta-defining. She is immune to every status element, does have Frenzy +1 with Berserker 60, 100% pure damage, does not have a Pierce Iron Skin. Funny enough, this skill set, it's almost similar to the likes of the Halloween one. Only difference is that this character at least has Havoc, and actually has 60% more strong attack damage because she has Berserker. The Halloween one, I remember, didn't and had like 30% full stamina damage boost. I could be remembering things wrong. But anywho, she only farms droplets because she has the hard droplet drop of 30% and the skill of having an additional 20% droplets and the guaranteed +10 droplets. So pretty much the best unit to use for droplet farming, and also keeps the cooldown reduction. This is not a character meant to be used for Guild Quest. It's pretty much clearly obvious to the point that, yes, she has the same problems as Kiryu, the same problems as Parasol Rukia, where she has a complete ranged kit, and her SA2 is basically going to be regarded as a melee attack. But in this kind of case, you're mainly going to be using her for farming droplets, and that's completely fine. You do not need to worry about resistances or anything of that kind of sort. 50% dodge, story per damage, Havoc at 20%, Sprinter +1. She has the 18% shave, which is pretty bad. Like, you do not want to have that strong attack for a unit that doesn't inflict status elements. SA2 is going to be the 3k length beam. Keep in mind, you're going to have to wait for 20 seconds to get that strong attack back, which is not good. It really isn't. And she doesn't even have the, full stamina only 6% cooldown reduction. No, she doesn't have that. So you can't even wait for 16 seconds to get that back. And then the SA3 is going to be full screen 1200 radius. Nothing too crazy. Like, she's useful for farming droplets, but like, not a must-have or anything. Now let's get on to the fillers, which some of them are worth talking about. Yumichika. Do I even want to talk about this character? He is still the only ultimate farmer that we have for the power attribute, and he is by far the worst out of all of them that we have gotten thus far, because he does well with killing the enemy mobs, but struggles against the bosses, and his kit really does not work out in his favor, because Shotgun Blast on the SW1, fine. SA2 being 750 AoE in front, no. No, it's not the 750 AoE in front, it's a 750 all around him, so like, not even a semi-full screen attack, and you have a lot less radius compared to that of the Mind Ulquioras, which isn't good. And then the SA3 is full screen 1200 radius, and the DPS isn't really all that good, because he only has like, what, Frenzy +1, Berserker 60%, and Power Attribute Character Strong Attack damage of 20%, which isn't good. And by the way, the funny thing is, Uryu hits slightly harder than this Yumichika right here. And he has a much safer kit because guess what? The Tracking Vortex on the SA2, whereas this character, he has a second strong attack that can actually get you killed when using it. And the SA1 being the Shotgun Blast probably isn't really the best thing that we could have possibly asked. But still the only ultimate farmer, and we need a better farmer anyway, so like, yeah, it's not looking too good. He does have Guard Break plus Pierce Iron Skin, but he doesn't have the 100% pure damage to even help with being able to farm stuff in IT. I don't deem this character to be good in epic raids either. I don't deem this character to be good for IT either. Just use 8th Anniversary Ichigo, hope to pull Mashiro, and then pretty much use Mashiro as the link for 8th Anniversary Ichigo, and you're going to be cooking more than what this shithole of a character can do. I'm sorry, but I can't defend this character. No. Next up is Sun. Now, this character is also a link, but at least she's usable. She's actually quite good and usable. Just not the craziest, if I'm being honest, because she only has, like, what, Frenzy +1, Berserker 40, Full Stam 20, 30% melee damage, strong attack reaches time of -12%, and, yeah, full stamina only, increased strong attack damage of 40%, medic and sprint +1. Okay, never mind, the DPS is actually not too bad for a character that doesn't have Frenzy +2, or, like, Frenzy +1 with 80% SP boost. It's definitely up. Would I argue that? Bro, Sun is literally better than this Yumichika and, Mashiro. No way. I guess. I don't know. But anywho, the main point is being able to use her as a link for your best heart units, and that's just about it. But yeah, the kit is also good. 3k link beam with 1020 width. Vortex into pushback attack, charge SA3. The charge SA3 is pretty much dead for Guild Quest, but like, you can actually make a solid use out of this for like, co-op content, but isn't anything too crazy. She's just a decent character that if you don't have any of the better heart units to use, you can actually make a solid use out of this character. She can farm Link Stop potions as well. But besides that, I mainly use her as a Link for like my best heart units. Next up is Cacao Society Ulquiorra. This guy saw a big increase in value, and if you guys ask me, he is one of the better fillers to pull from this banner as a whole, because he is still the only character besides 1000-Yard Blower Aizen to have the 80% attack buff. But besides that, Flurry +1 with a Bruiser of 40% from the skill and the soul trait. Berserker 30 doesn't really matter too much. Does have 50% kill effect in Guild Quest and 30% range damage in Guild Quest. And he has a Spada Killer. Pretty much the character you want to have alongside the 3rd anniversary Ulquiorra and Yukio. Can inflict drain on his entire kit. The only problem is he doesn't have increased status element chance, and throughout the time I've played with him, I found it really difficult to be able to get the 80% attack buff, as it was quite inconsistent. I was already killing off too fast with the NAD, sometimes not being able to proc it, and sometimes my essays would not even help. And believe it or not, his strong attack kit is pretty much to help out with getting the drain effect. Although, it would have been nice if for once on a NAD character we got a 800 AoE into Homing Vortex, because we do not have that, and I think it would be actually quite nice for when it comes to these 80% attack buff characters. But 18% shave, good for getting multiple hits in, and then the SA3 is going to be a vacuum into explosion, so like pretty useful. It's just that again, he's kind of inferior to 1000-Yard Blower Aizen because no gauge, no increased status element chance. That's basically about it. Cacao Society Grinjal, he's definitely fallen off as a character, but he's still quite decent to use. It's just that he only has Frenzy +2. That's it. When he inflicts status elements, you do 20% more damage to status element affected enemies, and you boost other technique, attribute, or raw cards. But sadly, that's about it for when it comes to the DPS multipliers. It's actually kind of low and kind of weak. It's not that good, and he's definitely, you know, close to falling off. If not, I'd say fallen off already as a technique attribute character, and he's gonna become an honorable mention soon if I'm being 100% honest. Bruiser 20 is a throwaway skill. He's like, you know, the only Super Link Style Potion character you would want to have if you do not have the likes of 1000-Year Blower Uryu, or like Spirits Are Forever with Yugin, who can pretty much farm super pots better. And even then, Tech is a wonky attribute that also kind of needs a bit of help, so there's that. But yeah, he's still solid for epic grades, if that's the only credit I gotta give towards him. IT, there's better characters. Oh yeah, he does have 20% more damage to weaken enemies, guard break, and weaken immunity. His kit is also quite decent. 3k length beam with 1020 width. Suction Vortex on the SA2, not the craziest, but I guess it works in his case. At least he has the beam. And then the Charge SA3, not that good in Guild Quest, like I said, but still useful. So there's that. And yeah, up next is gonna be White Day Aizen. He too has a use in Guild Quest, and he's actually quite good, and he got his value up significantly now because of very hard Guild Quest and Nightmare Guild Quest, which is crazy to think. Because look at what he has. Normal attack damage 30% with Bruiser 60, so already 19% Bruiser with Flurry +1, and also has the same you know, damage multipliers as Cacao Society Ulk. 50% killer effect in Guild Quest, 30% melee damage in Guild Quest. That's also really good. He doesn't inflict status elements, but that's okay. And he also has the, you know, the Walking Vortex alongside his kit, which is, in my opinion, quite good. Like, yeah, Shotgun Blast, a Walking Vortex, and then the SA3 is being full screen. Like, he's mainly a Guild Quest character, but like, for what he does, he's perfectly suited. He can get away with it. Also has dodge or ronker damage. That's actually pretty good. Guard break and weaken immunity. So yeah, perfectly optimal for melee Espada Guild Quest, and I definitely want to say it's a pretty good rotation with him, Bruno, and Dordoni. Although we do need a better booster if you ask me, for like, you know, NAD. Like, Dordoni isn't really cut out for doing damage now. And then lastly is going to be Toshiro. Would I consider him to be the worst in Banner among the characters? Not really, because he has a use. Hear me out. Okay, so his DPS is definitely among the lowest of all the characters on the banner. Frenzy +1 and Berserker 20. That's it. That's all the damage he's getting. Nothing else. No Havoc. No nothing. He's definitely the weakest. But hear me out, lads. For epic grades, his Soul Bomb is monstrous. It still is. He's still perfectly viable for the harder awakened epic grades and for ultra epic grades, because he can debuff on the Soul Bomb and also has weakened defense. You can give this character double weaken defense, and his nuking capabilities is going to help out so much that it's just going to be able to ease through the epic raid farming efficiently, and also gives out link slot potions and droplets. But that's pretty much about it. The character itself, outside of epic raids, if you guys ask me, pretty much sucks. Like, what's his kit? 40% shade, basically the same as Asnot, Bruno, but no Havoc. SA2, 800 AoE, and full screen SA3, so yeah. That's it. The character is pretty much mediocre, not that good, but like, he has a use somewhat, like... Bro, the crazy thing is that this guy's weaker than Yumi Chica, and yet he has a bigger use. I'm not even capping, bro. It's not even funny. But yeah, that's about it. If you guys are going to be summoning on the banner, do let me know in the comment section below. If anything, I'd take the opportunity to start saving for the next big banner, which is more than likely going to be a 1,000-year blower banner. When we can get it, potentially, we don't know. Could happen in end of the month of February, end of the month of March. It can happen. We're getting those core 2 characters, baby. And a bit of the core 1 characters as well. So, yeah, if you guys care about more 1,000-year blower, it'd be in your best interest to skip this banner because Riruka is the only one character that is worth pulling for. Mashiro and Momo are just mid, unfortunately. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button. Share this video with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and hit the bell notification so that way you guys are up to date with my most recent videos. This has been your boy, the Dash Smasher, and I hope to see you guys all in the next one. So take it easy, lads. Peace out. Bye. Sayonara. Ciao, ciao.